Hi, class. I wanted to start off our work this week talking about AI right away. So AI is a hot topic right now. It's huge. It's really going to be one of the defining issues of our time. It really feels like, right? Maybe it will be. But it has a huge impact on school. So just to give you, let's set this playing field so we're all equal. There's a lot of AI models out there that you can use right now for free that will write a lot of work for you and will do a fine enough job to pass a lot of classes and things like that. So let's talk about how I want you to use those in this class, right? So first, I want to talk about AI and the current situation of things, just so that we're all on the same page and have the same expectations of it. So AI in the last few years has become super helpful, super useful. The large language models aren't actually intelligent, just to make sure everybody understands that. They're not alive in any way. They are really good text predictors. That's really what they are. It's like extremely good at predicting what text you would put in a field, just like on your phone. If you're texting somebody and you have half your sentence written and it's like, is this what you're about to say? AI is just that on steroids. It's that using all of the library that we can find and steal and scraping all that together and then saying, oh, you're asking what 2 plus 2 is? Well, most of the time people say the answer is 4, so that's the answer it's going to give you. It's not intelligent and it's not actually giving you a thought through answer, but it's still an incredibly useful tool. So I want to talk about what that means for you guys. What it does mean is for this class, you could hop over to any AI and type in, hey, give me an essay about an important time in my life that I learned a valuable lesson. And it might give you something that you could turn in for your first essay, right? Your first essay in this class is due at the end of week 3. And in that essay, I ask you to fill a page or two, I think, and talk about a story from your life and the thing you learned from it. It's like a memoir. So my hope is that you'll lean into that and write it about you, and then you'll actually use this class to learn and to grow. But you could use AI to write that. But what's the problem with that, right? Like, why not just have AI write your work? Well, the models that we have currently, as of starting this class, aren't as good as people. They don't sound like good writing, right? Good quality writing. They sound like fine, passable writing. And that is not good. So in a world where increasingly AI is going to become a big deal, your voice is going to, more importantly, be something that only you can provide to the world. It's the only thing that you've got, right? It's like your fingerprints, you got your voice. I want you to use this class to learn how to sharpen your voice and to become better at using it. You could instead use this class to become better at using AI to try and trick me into thinking that you've turned in essays. If I get an essay that sounds like it's written by AI, I will tell you that, whether I think you've used AI or not. But I won't accuse you of using AI. That's not how I'm approaching this. What I'll say is, this sounds terrible. This sounds like an AI wrote it, which means it sounds generic. It doesn't have a voice. Its voice is flat. It's probably using vocabulary in weird ways because AI still does that to this day right now. So all of that is feedback to tell you that this is bad writing, right? So your essay would get a poorer grade, sure, but it wouldn't get it because I'm accusing you of using AI. It would get it because I'm not hearing your voice in this. This sounds bad. What I would far rather you do is to write your essays the same way you speak. Try really hard to write in the way you talk. Of course, you need to edit if you are a person who has habits of like saying all the time. You want to take those out. But that's fine. You can go back later and take those out. Those aren't a problem. They're not really a problem. I want this to sound like you. I want all of your work in this class to sound like you. That's what makes it valuable, right? So I want to encourage you to use this class to sharpen your voice. I'll give you feedback on it. If I'm giving you feedback on what the AI wrote, that's useless. Except that it might be useful to you if you imagine you're never going to write essays again, right? If this class is the end of writing for you. So I want to talk to those people for a sec. If you feel like that's your situation, you're like, well, my job, I'm going to become a professional basket weaver. And maybe we have that at this school. And you want to you're like, I'll never have to write an essay again. Once I'm weaving those baskets, I'm fine. Well, 2 things. first, make sure you're right. Look ahead. Most jobs do require some type of writing at some point. Like you might think, hey, I'm a welder and I never have to write, but you have to write reports. You have to write. You have to use your voice. So the other side of it, like one is you probably do have to do some writing, but maybe not very much. But if you spend this class getting good at using AI, then you have set yourself into a bit of a trap, because it's commonly understood that the current situation of all these AIs out there, and they're all free to use, is just our current situation. Two big things are coming. One is maybe the AI bubble's going to pop. That's a lot of people are threatening. Oh, maybe it's going to happen. And what they really mean is, are our AIs about to become useless? So, like I said, you can have an AI write you an essay. It's just not going to write a good essay. It would sound good to somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about, but it's not a good essay. It just isn't. So that's one thing But also, the AI bubble popping, people are thinking it's not going to get better than this. It's actually going to get worse. As AI consumes or is fed literally everything out there, most people are idiots, and most people don't know how to write well. So what you're going to get if we truly feed it an average of everything is garbage. It's just never going to be very good. The other problem, though, is that as soon as AI does write well enough, these companies that are offering the AIs for free, they're all capitalist companies. They all need to make money eventually. Right now, they're in this bubble where they're funded by billionaires who think that it's going to make them all this money in the future, and it might, because once they have these AIs trained and they're really good, those will be subscription services. It's not going to be free forever. It'll be a subscription, especially if it's going to do anything useful for you. That's how capitalist America works. That's how capitalism all over the world works. So that's something to think about, right? Is like, for example, for image AI, I use Photoshop a lot, and it's already in there as part of something you can pay for. And if you look at what it cranks out and the things that it can do if you pay for it, it's pretty impressive. Far better than anything that I see for free. So good artists, people who know what they're doing, I'm sure are already using AI. Maybe not to create their entire image. That's not the point, right? The point is to fine tune it, to use it as the start or a basis or to help in small points. But to ignore it completely and to refuse to use AI, that's fine. But we need to learn how to use it intentionally, how to use it correctly. So for this class, how do I want you to approach AI? I don't want you to run from it. I want you to actually use it. But how to use it intentionally, how to use it correctly. Well, there's a video I'm going to have that's going to be posted after this for you to watch after this, where someone's going to walk through a recent article. I don't want to just try and explain what you're about to watch, but basically, AI isn't very good at writing yet. It might be at some point, but once it is good at writing, what's the point of it? What's it for, right? So if AI isn't going to write well enough for you to impress me as your writing teacher, and it's not going to write well enough to get you published anywhere, then what is it for? Well, it's for writing all those things that don't matter, right? Like things that you just need to, like, I need a form letter, it needs to sound official, write it for me. But you still need how to write that form letter so you can go back and double check, because who knows if it did it correctly? Remember, it's just a text predictor. So, in this class, how do I want you to use AI? There are many ways that I can think of that are useful. For example, you could have AI write you, generate ideas for you. You're like, I'm not sure what I want to write about for my final essay, so give me some ideas of places in time where people have fought for their rights. And it might spit out a bunch. You're going to have to check and make sure that they're all real, because AI does make stuff up, just like real humans do. But you know, that'd be really, really helpful. Also, though, directly for your writing, you could use AI to say, hey, give me an example of an introduction paragraph that uses a strong hook, and see what it says. The trick is, you can't stop there. I don't want you to submit that to me, because then all you've done is practiced writing prompts for AI. You've gotten good at writing AI prompts, which is a valuable skill, but you're paying to be in this class for many reasons. So I want you to think about why you're here, what you need to learn, how writing's probably going to be useful for you in the future, and then use this class to practice. I don't expect your essays to be perfect. No, you're not graded on in that way. They're graded on, is your voice present? Does it sound like a human wrote this? And does it do the job? Does it explain everything well? both of your essays in this class, I expect you to use a lot of I language. You're supposed to be writing from your perspective. And AI can fake that, but I want you to practice doing that. Just give it a shot, right? Do it yourself and see. And you'll probably grow as a writer. Because we know from research that the best way to become a better reader is to read more. The best way to become a better writer is to write more. And that's it. There's no magic to it. You just need to have the volume. And right now, you have somebody giving you feedback on your writing. So this is the place to practice and to learn how to use that voice of yours. So that's the end of my little spiel about AI. I just want to make sure that we've talked about it here in the beginning, but then also to mention it to you. How do you imagine you could use AI in this class, right? Without it being bad. Bad meaning just copying and pasting AI's words, because that's plagiarism, right? If you are sharing words that aren't yours and you're saying, I wrote these, that's plagiarism, even if it's an AI. So I want you to share your own words. So if you have it write you an example paragraph, you need to learn how to paraphrase that into your own words. If you want to have it give you an example thesis statement, you need to put that into your own words. And this is the class to practice that. So those are some things. AI is everywhere though, and there's lots of uses for it. So I want you to be brainstorming how you can use it for this class. And we're going to discuss that. So that's going to be this week's. You'll see the prompts below. I have that other video for you to watch, and then the prompts, and that's this week's critical thinking work. Because this all comes back to critical thinking. Because the real use, the best use of AI, in my opinion, is with strong critical thinking skills. It's approaching it and using it well with critical thinking. Using it to not give you the answers, but asking it, hey, walk me through a thought process. How would I get to the answer to this problem, instead of saying, what's the answer? Have it help you, have it teach you, there's a lot of ways. I want you to share what you think. Anyway, that's it for me for my spiel for this week. See you on the discussion boards.